Welcome back to the garage, or the driveway as it were. Today we're going to be working on the Janus again. I received in the mail a rear brake upgrade kit for this. One of the problems that I've had with this since I've got it, not a huge issue, but a little bit of an annoyance, is the rear brake does not engage near as well as I would think. I don't think you could actually lock up the rear brake on this motorcycle if I wanted to. This rear brake kit, I believe, is supposed to address that. So the one thing this upgrade kit did not come with is any instructions at all. That's alright. There's not too many parts here. So we've got brake pedal here, lever, got a bracket that came with it, and then just a bag of fasteners. That's the whole kit. So if we look, this is obviously a new pedal, so it replaces this existing one. And if we look over here, we can see this master cylinder here is attached to a bracket that is then attached to the frame. There's an existing bracket here. We're going to replace it. So we're going to remove the master cylinder here from this bracket with these two bolts. Then we take this bracket, this existing bracket, off the frame, put this one on, and then this master cylinder reattaches to this bracket here. And that's what all these bolts are for. Chances are I can just reuse the existing bolts, but they gave me extras just to be sure that I have enough. So we'll get into this, take it apart, get them swapped over. First thing I got to do is remove this pedal from the bike. This is a view from the opposite side here. You can see right here, this is the pedal itself, and there's an E-clip right here that we have to take off, and that will allow this assembly to slide this direction and then come off. So we've got to take this E-clip out, and then there's a bolt over here that holds the pedal in, and that's it. Here we are back on the right side. It looks like every fastener on here is a 10mm. So a pair of 10mm wrenches or a wrench and a socket is probably all you need. This guy's a little bit of a challenge to get because it wants to hit on the frame here. Looks like I'm not going to be able to pull that out until I remove the master cylinder itself. Now we can remove this lower bolt, and the master cylinder just kind of comes off, swings out of the way. You can see this is that bracket that I'm talking about here. It's got a couple of bolts back behind it holding it in, and our new one is going to mount like that in its place. 10mm deep socket's definitely going to be easier on this. Alright, that removes the old bracket. The new one, you can see, is shaped a little differently. I guess as it repositions, it gives you a little bit more throw on the pedal to give you a little bit more pressure back to that cylinder. Now we just put the new one back in. Those bracket holes are oblong. Getting this pedal out seems a little bit more challenging than I was expecting. It's hanging up right here, hitting the frame of the bike, so it's having a hard time going far enough that direction to come out. Yeah, this guy just does not seem like it's going to come out unless I remove. I either have to remove or at least loosen the foot peg bar. The spring with the side stand is connected to this same assembly. So I'm going to attempt to remove just the rearward bolt, and then I'll loosen the forward one and try to pivot. That way I don't have to take it completely out. It allows me to do this. And now, that pedal comes right out. The new one, I'll thread right back in, put onto this stud over here. And you just have to play with it a little bit. I got it in. I'm going to put this E-clip back in so I don't forget about it. Okay, so that's in. I'll reattach this bar that my foot pegs are on. Okay, that's back in. Now I'm going to attach the master cylinder to the pedal. Make sure these wires for the brake light are behind that bracket. So make sure that it still moves here freely. This nylock nut's going to keep it from coming back out, but you don't want to tighten it down so that it doesn't move. Put this upper one in first. I'm not going to tighten it all the way down, because I want to be able to get everything straight. We want it to be straight up and down as we look at it here. Then we'll put this other bolt in. So you don't want it at an angle like this. We want to straighten it out, and then we'll put this lower bolt in. So I've got it aligned this direction. Now that bracket allows us to move it a bit the other way. I'm going to try to align it as best I can. Much better. I was able to lock up the brake, no problem.